How you doing, YouTube squad? This is Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 14. If you've got it, Haunted review. First of all, I'm starting to get pissed off at Toya. I don't like Toya anymore. I liked her in the beginning because I thought she may have added a little bit of spunk in the show. I thought she'd be like a mini Kenya because Kenya brings the drama and we all love it. But Toya ass is getting on my fucking nerves. I think she's a liar. I think that she's manipulative. I think that she's deflective. I think that she's just full of shit. And I think that when her back is against the wall, she does some stupid shit. And I'll go over that as I keep going for this review. But let's get into it. So, we have Marlo at Le Archive because she invited Kenya to come see her Showroom Fashions at Le Archive. And basically, she's renting out these fashions before she starts, I guess, marketing her own fashions. I was a little bit confused in that scene. All I know is that Kenya came to support her, and so did Fallon. And when Kenya came, Kenya said that this business venture seems more per alley than the one that she was doing before, when Kenya was walking in there talking about Kenya more hair care, Kenya more hair care, being messy as shit, and security had to escort her out. Then Fallon decides to let everybody know that she is hosting a Halloween party at her house and her husband will be kicked out. But the way that she put it, it seems like the house is going to be turned up because she had to go home and plan and prepare. So I was expecting a little bit more than what we saw. I'm going to explain that when I get to that scene, but that's what she announced. She then exit the scene, and then Marlo and Kenya decided to talk about what was happening again with Bolo, because Kenya is adamant letting us know that Porsha, fuck that man. She is not going to let it go. Marlo's talking about maybe we heard the TV. Maybe we heard some aliens. Maybe there was a UFO that just landed and we just heard the wrong thing. Hell, maybe she was just masturbating. Everything that she wants to come up with an excuse as opposed to saying that Porsha got some. She has not been with Dennis in a long time, and when she saw that man's penis shot, the way that she was acting, as thirsty as she was, wanting to help him out the cage, she was really good. She was looking like she was in heaven. She was like, before this night is over, I'm getting some dick. I don't care how I have to get it. I don't care if I have to go ahead and jump all these females in this house. I will get some. Even if I have to share him with another woman in this house, it don't matter. I'm still getting mine, and she sure did. And Kenya is not letting it go. Then we have the topic changing for Marlo talking about how Toya came to the gathering in the previous episode, and Toya had made it her mission. Let me repeat that again. Toya made it her mission to let everybody in the room know information about Kenya's divorce with Mark, and by way of telling them that Mark wants alimony. And I don't know if she told him that Mark also wants custody, or I don't think Mark gave a damn about custody, but I know that he wanted alimony and he wanted Kenya to pay him for the short time that he's even spent in the marriage. And I think the whole time they've been married, they may spend at least 20% of the time together, because poor Kenya and him don't even live in the same place. And when he shows up, he only pays attention to the baby and don't give a fuck about her. So how the hell you asking this woman for some alimony? Like, seriously, Mark is crazy as hell. I think he's borderline sociopathic for the shit that he does sometimes. Now, the fact that Toya kept bringing it up, and even Porsha in the scene was like, girl, I can't go to church with you because you're going to get up there doing your testimony and tell all my business instead of your own. And Drew was telling her, watch what you're saying. And Marlo was sitting there trying to like, I can't believe she just said that. And Kenya, everybody's looking at her like, why are you talking about Kenya's business? She's not going to like this, because they know how Kenya is. Toya brought all that shit up. In later scenes, she's going to play dumb and act like she don't know what she did. But let's just keep going. Then Drew and her mom, they're in a scene together and they're discussing about Drew's family past. Now, Drew decided to put this plug in because she wanted to introduce us to the fact that her son Josiah's father is recently coming out of jail, and he's now been trying to contact and get in his son's life because he genuinely wants to be a father, whether he's got his life together or not. He wants his son in his life, which is admirable for somebody. Some people are sitting up there crying and that their baby daddies are not even wanting to be in their kid's life, and the kids are asking for their father. In Josiah's circumstance, Drew married a man who's willing to father the child that he did not technically father biologically. That's a good thing. That's admirable. That's commendable. However, there's nothing wrong with him having two men in his life that love him. And now that he's coming into their life, it almost seems like Drew's perfect family dynamic that she wanted, Xing him out, even though she had sex with him and had a baby, is ruining. Like, she's not too gung-ho about doing it for various reasons. One is because he's been in jail, but I don't think that somebody being in jail or being in the penitentiary means that they can't be a good father. Why do I say that? Because my husband has that history. So, and that doesn't make him a bad father. Now, in his situation, there's one of his kids, the mom, as wicked as she is doing everything in her power to keep him away from her. Everything in her power, even though the child, when she comes to our house, she loves him and don't want to leave. She wants to spend time with her siblings. When she finds out, goes home, and her mom realizes how happy she is, something always goes wrong. She's deliberately trying to separate them because of the issues that she did in the past, and she don't want her secrets to be revealed. But time reveals all. In this situation, it seems like Josiah has a good foundation. and he might potentially have two men that love him. But Drew's mom is telling her story, and she basically lets us know that in her history down the line, she had a white father who was a slave owner, sleeping with his slaves and making her what by definition at the time they would have called her a mulatto. That's what that is. And she is explaining how in 76 years her own father didn't seem to want to find out about her. So why the hell should she care about him? She was adopted and she was happy, and that's her family, that's her DNA, that's who she is. She's not even trying to go back in line and look for who her great-grandparents. She don't care, because maybe if she goes further down the line, she'll find out that the people that are in her generations were wicked ass people that were over there making half of her family members their servants by force. So I would understand her not even wanting to dig into that. Okay, she's 76 years old. It's been a long time. I don't even want to hear about that. Drew just wants to know more about who she is. I don't know if it's because of this Josiah thing or if she generally wants to know. I couldn't put two and two together. Now we have Drew decided to call Cynthia while she's chilling with Mike Hill, now that they're now married, and she decides to let him know that she's hosting a trip in New Orleans because she got a few gigs down there that she's looking into, and she wants to bring all the girls, and she will even go so far as to invite Kenya and Toya's ass, even though they have issues. Then Mike said, don't bring Bolo with you, and I was like, hell, Bolo needs to come because Porsha might want round two. Then I'm looking at both Cynthia and Mike, and they look genuinely happy. I don't get the same vibe with Cynthia and Mike like I did with Cynthia and Peter. Peter just seemed toxic. Hell, Peter was arguing with the females, and he came up there talking about, here's my peach. I mean, damn, like this whole Mike situation, they seem like they're really good together. I hope this is it for her because I like him for her. Then we have Drew and her husband having now uncomfortable conversation with Josiah about him opening up to meet their dad. And I was two minds about this. For me, I think that I would approach the situation as, honey, your father's, your father wants to be part of, wants to be part of your life. I do think that you should meet with him. It doesn't mean that, your father here doesn't love you or he's going to be a different, he's going to take his place. You always have him in your life. It's good to have two men in your life that love you. But when Drew was asking him, do you even want to meet your father? Do you even want to know your father? At that age, he does not know what's best for him. So I took it as, I could be wrong because I've never been in this situation before. So some of y'all that sit up here that have been in this situation, why don't you tell me what your opinion is? I'm speaking from inexperience when it comes to this situation. I'm just saying, I don't know how I would handle it unless I'm actually in it. But I think that from the way Josiah looks, he seems too young to make a decision for himself. I understand that he doesn't know this man. The man is a stranger to him. You went to jail. I've been raised by another man. I'm happy. Why would I want to open up that can of worms? At the same time, Josiah doesn't necessarily know the other man either. It could be the case where he can meet him, talk to him, and since he has two coins, you got a man who's been to jail, knows that side of life. You got a man who's on the up and up and knows that side of life. You got two influences that can really help you understand how this world works, and it could really be good for him, but he's too young to figure it out. I get that Drew wanted to have that talk with him, but to me, it seemed like Drew didn't even want to open up that can of worms in the first place. She just would have rathered him never even contacted his child in the first place at all. That would have been her ideal situation, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think that I don't know how to feel about that, so I'm just not going to touch on that too much. Then we have Fallon's house, and she got that Medusa outfit on. Fallon's outfit by far was the best one I have seen in a long time. I know 50 Cent did good. When Cynthia came dressed as 50 Cent and she held in character the whole time, she did a great job, and I was happy for her. But this Medusa outfit that Fallon got on, including the face, the eyes, the snakes in the hair, goddamn. That body, she did good. She was Medusa from head to toe. And I'm thinking, damn, who's she gonna turn into stone today? Where's Toya? But she looked great. Then we had Cynthia come in as a hand sanitizer, and I thought was funny as hell. Then we had Shami as an astronaut. Candy came in as one of the cats from musical, so did Drew. Kenya came in as a Native American, and for some reason, Drew had an issue with Kenya's choice in costume. I don't know if I would take offense to it. I'm not a Native American. There might be some Native Americans that would take offense to it. Explain to me what the reason is why you would take offense to it so I can understand. I'm open to learn more about life. But being that I've seen costumes like that in movies and stuff like that, I think that's what Kenya was going for. I don't know if she was necessarily going for the historical accuracy when her outfit, she just bought something and put it on and came in wanting to seem like a warrior. I think that was what she was going for. Hell, y'all tell me what you think. Then they find out from Kenya that Marlo won't be able to make it, and Candy's asking what I'm asking. Now you and Marlo are besties. You're the one that's telling us what's going on with her. So she's like, this shit is weird, and it is pretty weird to me. It's just y'all just made up. Now y'all kikiing and all buddies. I mean, like, damn. They were friends before, so I get it, but I think slow and steady wins the race. So slow it up. Then we have Latoya coming in as a dead mermaid, all super late later on. And immediately when she walks in, she is extremely rude. She already took a digs at Fallon the first time she met Fallon, saying Fallon looks like a girl who dates older men, in the sense that she looks like a damn gold digger. And when she walks into this house, she's already complaining, talking about Fallon needs to serve me. I'm not coming into this house to not get served. I'm thinking if I was Fallon, I would have got a cup of wine, walked up to her and splashed that shit right in her face and said, bitch, I thought you were parched. Here's your service. I would have done just that. But Latoya, Fallon, she was too classy for me in that situation, because Latoya came in and I didn't see a drink in her hand and she was still being disrespectful. Normally when she gets drunk is when she acts a fool, but this time she was acting a fool without alcohol in her system, unless she drank on the way over there. But she didn't stop there. She maneuvered like she was going to give her a compliment about her house. Instead, she says, this is what dating a 62-year-old man does for you. And again, that's another dig. And I'm just sitting here thinking, Fallon, how many more digs does this bitch have to give you for you to whoop her ass? Because at my mind, I'm thinking that Latoya came in there with some stank-ass attitude. Everybody else was sitting up to, it wasn't like a fun soiree. It wasn't like a big-ass Halloween party like the image that Fallon gave. She should have said it was just going to be a small, quiet, calm thing. Y'all just come and get dressed. I'm going to spend 3 days doing this haunted house. It's just going to be some intimate situation. COVID is still going on. Instead, she made it seem like it was something elaborate, and hell, the food looked like finger foods, not even actual food. Even Cynthia said, Candy can eat all this damn food. It wasn't even enough. I know Fallon is tiny, girl. People eat that are around you. Look at Cynthia's ass. It needs to be fed. But she meant well. That's the only reason why I'm like not going in on her like that, because I think she meant well. But Latoya's attitude coming in was just stank. Then we have Kenya already having an issue with Toya because of what Marlo had told her about her spreading her business. So Toya decides to address Kenya all loud in front of everybody. You're not answering my texts. You're not answering my calls. What's wrong? I feel like you have a problem with me. So Kenya decides to pull her aside, go outside and say, listen, when I thought we were friends, and I don't like the fact that you out here telling my business. And Toya straight up lies to Kenya in her face and uses deflection and gaslighting to get Kenya to be distracted and get pissed off by something that she knows is a sore subject. Porsha and Kenya clearly don't get along. She found that out with the Bolo situation. So she used that to cover her ass because she knew she fucked up. She said, Kenya was like, why would you tell my business? She said, I was protecting you because I felt like I had to defend you. I felt like I was in the middle. I don't know what issue Porsha has with you. The moment that she said Porsha, Kenya was triggered with Porsha's name without even knowing the dynamic of what happened in that conversation. She already going off on Porsha as if Porsha actually said something about her. Meanwhile, Latoya's mouth is still running in the wrong direction because she's bringing up the fact, saying that Porsha was the one who basically baited her and she was trying to defend Kenya. Didn't nobody bring Kenya's business up. You were the one working it into the conversation. Everybody was trying to talk about something else. And when you start talking about it, they were all warning you to watch your mouth, Porsha included. Now you're sitting up here saying that the reason why you told her business is because Porsha, you needed to defend her against Porsha and the other girls. So Kenya is mad now. And she's completely off focus on what the issue is. But Kenya is still not looking at Latoya sideways. What Latoya wanted to happen, as in Kenya would divert her anger towards Porsha and now be buddies with her again, didn't happen. Now Kenya is still mad at Latoya, but now she's mad at Porsha for something Porsha didn't even do in the first place. That's the fire that she's lighting, and that's the manipulation I don't like. I'm starting not to like this girl with a passion. Then we had, they go back into the house. Porsha showing up as a cat as well. And I was disappointed because I needed that cat to be a little bit more dramatic, like the one that Candy and Drew came in. But she was a little bit disappointed because the Halloween party wasn't even like a party. It was just basically like just a gathering, dress up, kind of club night type situation. Then Toya and, what was I going to say? Toya decides that she wants to leave and Porsha offers to walk her out. Toya ignores Porsha, goes up to Kenya talking about, Kenya, walk me out. Because she still realizes that Kenya is still not dealing with her. Kenya is still not fucking with her. But Portia's like, yo, I'll walk you out. So Kenya's like, yo, Porsha just offered to walk you out, bitch. Why you coming to me? Because now you want to act like Porsha is your enemy. Right? So then she goes, fine, Porsha walk me out because Kenya wasn't going to do it. Porsha goes outside and Porsha is my spirit. Because as Latoya is sitting up there, she's telling a different story. You know, Kenya is mad at me for bringing up her business. Porsha's like, yeah, I know I'll be mad to you telling everybody's business. That's her personal business. She's going through a divorce. You don't need to tell nobody all her shit. Then she goes, I don't know what the issue is because I felt like I had to defend you. And Porsha's sitting up just talking about defend. How did I even get into this conversation? You're the one that brought it up. This hadn't got nothing to do with me. And it seemed like she kept trying to create an issue in Porsha's mind, like she was trying to manipulate her. Tell me what the issue is. Porsha's like, I don't have an issue. I don't know what issue it is. There's no issue between me and her. There's not a problem. You brought all that up by yourself. I had nothing to do with it. Then when she realized it wasn't going to go there, she said, I think Kenya has an issue with me kissing you. It was the kiss. Bitch ain't got nothing to do with the kiss. You ran your mouth in the wrong direction. You put your foot in your mouth as usual, as you always do. And Porsha's sitting up there talking about, what is she talking about? She's going from one topic to another because she's realizing she looks dumb as hell. Then after she talks about the kissing thing, then she goes back to, Porsha, what's the issue? Porsha's like, what the hell? You keep bringing up this issue. What issue are you talking about, bitch? Because she was trying to create something. If Porsha would have took the bait and said, well, my issue with Kenya is this, this, and this, then Latoya would have ran back to Kenya and said, well, Porsha told me the issue that you guys have is this, and try to make it seem like that issue she would have made up is related to her running her mouth and talking about her divorce. She would have spun that shit because she knew she was in the wrong. So as this conversation is going on, Fallon comes out the house, and Fallon decides that it is her moment to address Toya for disrespecting her continuously in her home. At this point, Toya is acting like Fallon doesn't exist. Let me tell you something. Toya is absolutely jealous of Fallon in every way. Toya is going through a divorce. Fallon has a man who worships her basically, and her 3 kids that she had by 3 different men. He loves them all. He provides for her. He has her in this big ass, nice ass house. I mean, Fallon has a beautiful body. She has a good spirit. She's not trying to fight nobody. And Toya is extremely intimidated by that. That is what I feel. With Kenya, Toya can always tell herself that Kenya is older than her, so she's not her match. Same thing with Porsha. Same thing with Drew. Drew, on the other hand, is closer in age with her. So I feel like that's why she goes after Drew as well. In addition to the fact that Drew called her out about how she's behaving with her husband. Not that it's any of her business. Everybody can do whatever they want. Their relationship, make your own rules. But she's holding on to that. But now she's going around talking about people's family, people's household. If I was Fallon, I would have dragged her ass about that table and beat her ass. Immediately, she would have been a dead mermaid for real. For her outfit that she got on. But Toya's walking away and everybody's outside in the house and she starts showing her ass. Keep it in your mouth, bitch. Fallon has bags under your eyes. Your husband can't get it up. Now Fallon is at the point ready to whoop her ass. Like, why you keep talking about my husband? You talk about my house. You talked about me being a gold digger. I didn't do nothing to you, girl. You keep coming at me for whatever reason I don't know. Now you're in my home disrespecting me. Catch these hands. So you see her sprint across the room. Her snake falls off the floor and she's like booking. They had security holding her back. I was like, let her go. Let her go. Y'all hear Toya running her mouth. This is a scene where she needs to be checked. And I know some people will come up on my channel talking about violence is never the answer. Yes, violence is the answer in certain situations. This girl needs her ass beat. She wasn't spanked enough in Trinidad. She needs to be spanked enough here in the United States. She needs to get her ass beat, and Fallon needs to do us the justice that she needs to whoop her ass for being so disrespectful. Ain't no amount of alcohol needs to be in this girl's system to do all the stuff that she was doing in this show. None. Kenya is now looking at Toya like, I should have checked her. I should have told her to watch her mouth. I should have put her in her place because she don't know who she is. She don't know what she is. And everybody's looking at her like, what is wrong with you? Why are you going after this girl so bad? I think that Latoya is realizing that Kenya is completely backing away from her. Kenya doesn't want to have anything to do with her. And she's hurt by that. She's angry because she fucked up. Instead of saying, I fucked up, I'm sorry, she's now trying to divert her anger elsewhere. And Fallon was just the person she picked with it, except Fallon was ready to beat her up. She just wanted to divert her anger somewhere else, and Fallon was a target for her. So that was the end of this episode. I can't wait till the next episode because Drew's going to keep calling Toya ass out because everybody's seen Toya for her behavior. I just don't like her now. I thought I could deal with her at the beginning of the episodes, and somebody said this is how Toya is in general. But now I see her being a snake and a sneaky bitch and a bitch without the sneaky. Straight a bitch. And I don't like how she's treating this girl. I don't even like how she's behaving. I know that Fallon and her may have little tidbits, but what she's doing is too far. You don't come to my house and disrespect me, heifer. Go home. Anyway, that's the end of this review. I'm going to watch Love and Hip Hop finale, family reunion. I'm going to do the review later on. But I wanted to go ahead and get this Real Housewives and Married to Medicine done. So if you guys haven't seen Married to Medicine, I did put it up. Go ahead and check it out. It was entertaining. And you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.